many national international awards like the 7th Kiwa Exhibition 2016 organized by Kyoto International Woodprint Association, Japan.
I would request our HOD ma'am to give floral welcome to Mahesh Singh ji sir. Can we have a round of applause?
Now I request our HOD ma'am, Mrs. Vibha Chaturvedi ma'am, to please take over the session and chair the session.
I would request Yogata-san to please come and speak to all of us. And
Namaste. Good morning and ohayo gozaimasu. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and professors, my name is Fumihiko Yokota from Kyushu University. I want to first thank everyone in Biyani College for inviting us and having me for this presentation. It was a wonderful opportunity. So today I would like to share about lesson learned from portable health clinic in India and Japan. Today I'd like to share three things. One is what are the health situation in India and Japan? What is portable health clinic and why it is important? And finally, what did we learn from portable health clinic activities in India, Japan, and Bangladesh? First, I would like to show you the map about the location of Kyushu University and Grameen Communications and Biyani College. Kyushu University is located in south part of Japan in Kyushu area. And of course, Biyani College, your college, is located in the Rajasthan states. And we have collaboration with Grameen Communications in Bangladesh, Dhaka. We have already relationship. In March 2016, Kyushu University members came to visit Biyani College. We had group pictures with all the students, 5 students from Kyushu University and 2 faculty members. And it was a great surprise that we are on the newspaper. Oh, this is okay. Oh, cannot? Okay. So in that time, we had a wonderful experience. Maybe some of you remember us, that we had a wonderful Indian dance experience in the Biyani College. We are here, Kyushu University students and faculty are dancing. And we had a yoga session. And also we had a student discussions. And finally, most importantly, we had activities about portable health clinic. And this is what I'm going to share with you today. First, I'd like to share with you the health situation in India and Japan. In India, 60% of all deaths are due to non-communicable disease, and 40% are communicable disease, such as malaria, dengue fevers, tuberculosis, HIV/AIDS, those kind of infectious disease, only 40%, and 60% other disease, such as stroke, cancers, heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressures. In Japan, it's even higher, the percentage of dying due to the non-communicable disease. But these rates are increasing in India, according to the WHO statistics in 1940s. So non-communicable disease are not only the problem in India, Japan, but also all over the world. What are the non-communicable disease? Non-communicable disease is also known as lifestyle disease. Examples are stroke, dyslipidemia, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and hypertension. And these lifestyle diseases are largely due to our lifestyle behaviors, such as drinking behaviors, smoking behaviors, driving and not walking, exercising, and sitting in front of the computer a long time and not standing and not walking, eating sweet food, a lot of sweet food, eating fatty food. These are the risk behaviors for non-communicable disease, which cause these diseases. How can we prevent these non-communicable diseases? Portable health clinic can be the one of the ways to prevent these diseases. Portable health clinic will measure these health items. Obesities, if the BMI is equal or more than 30. BMI is, by the way, is calculated by the weight divided by height square. Hypertension, if it's your more than 140 in a systolic blood pressure and more than 90s in diastolic blood pressure, it's called hypertension. Diabetes, if it is blood sugar level is 200 in a normal conditions. And dyslipidemia, if its cholesterol level is 220. So these are the non-communicable diseases. So what is a portable health clinic? It is a health checkup kit, which we can do a health checkup anywhere, even remote rural area in India, because it is everything is inside the attached case. It's easily move around, and which this contains 16 measurement kits. So this is inside the case. We have different types of measurement kits. We can measure the urine test, pulse oximeters, weight scales. You can measure the weights, thermometers for your body temperatures, blood sugars, and tablet for PCs to enter your data, and blood pressure meter. I will explain more about how we are going to use these equipments. So this is an example of how health checkup measurement using portable health clinic. So this is our student from Kyushu University. These are the examples in the Biyani College. He was measured by the height, how tall he is, and what his weight. And he was measured for his waist and hip, and he was measured in the blood pressure. And this is a blood and urine test. So this is test kits. It's the urine acid, hemoglobin, and cholesterol are measured by these test kits. And blood oxygen test is measured by your fingers. Blood glucose test kits and urine glucose protein and pHers. So these all test kits are included in this one attached case. All the cost is only 200 rupees to test all the kits. So after you had a health checkup, you will receive the results, which categorize into 4 groups. If you have no problem, you get healthy, green color. If you are not so healthy, but not too sick, then you got yellow color. And if you are sick, meaning that your BMI is more than 30, blood pressure is more than 140 and 90s, and your fastest blood sugar when you are hungry means if you have empty stomach, 126, and this one, if you are not hungry, you have after your meal, 200. So these are the indicator which gives you a sign of the sickness and emergent. So I would like to share with you one short video which shows how the portable health clinic system are processed. We have 4 steps, very simple steps. This attached case include all the measurement as I explained. And this is first we do the registration by the healthcare workers. We question about their names, address, barcode numbers. We give barcode numbers. And second, we do the health checkup. We measure the height, weight, waist, blood pressures. And this is a blood takes from your fingers. It's not so heavy. So third step, you get results. Green, yellow, orange, and red, based on how your health status is. So finally, if you are orange or red, you can talk to the doctor for your consultations, and you get prescription from doctors for you to get medicine. So if you want to know more about portable health clinic, please visit the website. So as I said, there are a couple processes for the health checkup using a portable health clinic. This is an example we did in Biyani College. So basically the patient, whoever wants to get health checkup, come to the clinic or universities or anywhere you have a portable health clinic. They come and then they get registration. And then we ask patient about their age and sex and their names, address, and basic characteristics. And then patient will go to have a measurement, health checkup. And then after the health checkup, this patient will receive the results and explain about the results. If this patient are sick or emergent, high risk, then this patient are referred to talk to the doctor using a Skype. Doctor is not on this site, but doctor is in a city area where patient can talk to the doctor anywhere using the internet access, using a Skype. So doctor will give the patient advice and a referral which hospital you should go or what medicine you should take. So now I would like to share with you what we learned. What we learned about portable health clinic in Bangladesh and India and Japan. Why in Bangladesh? Because we have a collaboration with Grameen Communications for portable clinics. It's developed by the Grameen Communication. So in Bangladesh, we conducted the portable health clinic 2012 July to 2014 March. And we found that we did a portable health clinic in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 area in Bangladesh. And we found that this area and this area has higher percentage of orange and yellow compared to the other areas, and this area also. And we wanted to know why this area has so much more orange and yellow color. And we hypothesized that this area, maybe people are drinking contaminated water with a heavy metal. So that's what we found, that in Bangladesh, some area has higher urine proteins compared to the other area. There was regional variations. And we need to find out why. Another lesson we learned in Bangladesh is we had a dentist from Kyushu University checking their dental conditions. So he's a dentist from Kyushu University teaching how to brush their teeth for Bangladesh primary school kids. And this picture shows the dentist is checking the dental conditions. And we found that dental check and education should be included in a portable health clinic service based on a pilot trial in Bangladesh, because the dental conditions are affected by your health status. If you have clean condition of your mouth, inside the mouth, you have better health. Another lesson we learned in Bangladesh is PHC can reduce medical cost by estimating high-risk patient. So if you get already sick, like cancers or heart disease or stroke, and then you go to the doctors or hospitals, you have to pay much more than you pay before you get sick. You get advanced disease. So that's another findings from Bangladesh. And the last one we found is portable health clinic service may improve people's health status based on the PHC data results. This data, we need to, how to interpret this data is, we had a patient with green, yellow, orange, and red. And this is the first health checkup. And compared to the first health checkup, the second health checkup, we had much improved results among the red color. So we found that after you have portable health clinic, the second time you have, your health has been improved. So now we move to the lesson learned from Japan. We can use this PHC system in a disaster situation in Japan based on research conducted by Kyushu University in Hiroshima, Japan. Because this portable health clinic is mobile, you can go to anywhere and easily you can measure the your health status. So it is very convenient to be used in a disaster or emergency situations. Another finding is PHC can be useful for improving hemoglobin among women based on analysis in Japan. Hemoglobin level is an indication of a woman to measure the iron deficiency, to evaluate the iron deficiency. So this graph shows that the orange graph is a first health checkup. The hemoglobin this is a hemoglobin level, and this is a number of participants. So the first health checkup, most people hemoglobin levels are 10 to 12, but the second health checkup, their hemoglobin levels increased to around 12 to 13. So which means that the hemoglobin level has been increased in the second time compared to the first time when you had portable health clinic. This improvement may be due to the awareness or patient that realize their health status. Finally, I would like to share with you the lesson learned from India. This picture shows the Biyani sensei is teaching us how to measure the water pollution, how to measure the level of water pollution. And this is also we are learning from the Biyani College how to use the new technology to measure the health status or environmental conditions. So we learned that based on a Biyani College experiment, PHC can utilize new technologies. And finally, also we learned PHC can be applicable in rural area in Jaipur, India. This is pictures that we conducted in Kalwar, near Jaipur. And our students are checking the dental conditions. So I would like to share our experiment and our experience in Jaipur, Kalwar, and Jobner. So Jaipur is located in Rajasthan states, India. And Kalwar is a small village, small area, which is west part of Jaipur, and Jobner is little far from Jaipur. And these three areas, we had implemented portable health clinic. And this is the results from Jaipur. 12 patients came to participate. Out of 12 patients, 7 patients, they had a red color. They had sickness and they had emergent conditions. In Kalwar, 24 patients came to participate, and only 2 were red. In Jobner, we had 22 patients came, and 4 patients were red. So we found that in Jaipur city area had more heavy, severe sickness of patient compared to the little far from the central city of Jaipur. So this is a conclusion about what we learned from portable health clinic activities. We learned that high percentage of urine protein patient. We learned dental check education should be included. Medical cost can be reduced, estimating high-risk patient. And individual blood pressures and the blood sugar status can be improved after PHC services. And from Japan, we learned PHC can be useful at disaster situation, and PHC can be useful for improving hemoglobin among women. And from India, we learned PHC can be applicable to rural areas, and PHC can utilize new technologies. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. Dhanyabad, and thank you. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Do you have any queries? You want to ask something? Then you can ask just now. No queries? Okay.
So you came to know about PSC activity. That is the one of the activity that bridge the two nations between us. So any queries regarding the PSC that you have in your mind, I will appreciate. You understand the PSC? Right? How many understand PSC? Oh, very few. Why? It was clearly explained. It is a portable health clinic that can bring the doctors, healthcare services to the doorstep of the villagers and can take their basic health checkup record, and through this they can maintain their health checkup. So yeah, it's something very good initiation between two countries to provide the healthcare services in our unreached people. Those peoples where we don't have hospitals, where we don't have healthcare services. So this is one of the very nice, I think, work that we have done. So I have one query, maybe I can put something. So you mentioned that there is a high uric acid in the patients, almost 60-70% more than. So what do you think? What's the reason for that? Only the heavy metal contamination or something else?
So Biyani Sensei, Dr. Manish Sensei's question is why urine acid, urine protein is high in that area. So we are still in an investigation why urine proteins are high in some area in Bangladesh. And one of the hypotheses is that area has a contaminated water from the underground or from the rivers, from the lake, because it's an industrialized area. So we have done water quality examination in that area, and then we are currently analyzing that data, and so we don't have final results yet. But as you mentioned, it's very important to investigate why it's.
Do you also have the record, the people's what type of water they are drinking, whether it is filter one or that just they are taking the groundwater? So
yes, we had observation that area that most people are drinking the water from the underground or from the river water.
Because if it is only because of heavy metals, because the heavy metal contamination in water vary from season to season. Like before monsoon or after monsoon, the level can be decreased. So what time we are doing survey and how it affected by the season can also help us to understand whether that metals. So I think such addition in the report can help us to understand the reason why the more urine protein is there. Can I hear one question from you? No one? Yeah, I really wish if we have a good queries in each session and each talk, because that's make a satisfaction that how much you are listening and understanding the lectures. So anyhow, thank you very much, Professor Yokota, for sharing the activities.
Our special guest, Dr. Indu Joshi ma'am is here, and I request Professor Manish Biyani sir to give her a floral welcome. Welcome, ma'am. Dr. Indu Joshi ma'am is presently working as an associate professor and head, Department of Fine Arts at Agra College. And now I request our HOD ma'am, Vibha Chaturvedi ma'am, to please take over and chair the session.
his expertise in arts with all of us. Thank you. Dr. Harpreet.
Ma'am has mistakenly mentioned doctor with my name. I'm not a doctor. I'm just Harpreet Singh. And I didn't do my PhD. I'm just a multidisciplinary artist. And presently, I'm doing performance art. And from last 3 years, I'm settled in the lower Shivalik ranges of Himalayas. And looking after my art collective there, where all the creative people, they come and do their creative work. So, and I am here to tell you about Indo-Japanese art things and their culture. And I would like to thank Mr. Chairman and Director, thank you very much, of Biyani group of colleges to invite me, and it's really an honor to share a stage with such distinguished people. And also a very good friend of mine who is Director of Agriculture in the past. He is among us, and I'm really honored to initiate these things. So I'll begin with just an overview. Last time, Kurukshetra University, they called me to deliver some lecture. So, and it was random, and it was because it was random. So I deliver a lecture in a self-made language, the language which nobody knows, even I didn't know. So I delivered for 15 minutes. Anyways, my topic is, and also again, I had forgotten to bring my CD to show you the slides and everything. So I will deliver in just with the paper in my hand, in an old-fashioned way. My topic is simple: India, Japan, gateways to art. And 1 minute. My relation with Jaipur has been very long. I spent 8 years in Jaipur teaching in University of Rajasthan, and overall I have seen almost 15 different institutes around the world as a jury and student in different roles. So again, it was a kind of excuse to come to Jaipur. Ramdhanji asked me to come, and I just immediately accepted that thing, just to visit Jaipur and also just to see and meet people, distinguished people from this group of colleges. India-Japan gateways to art. India and Japan have close cultural relations for a long time. Despite geographical distance, the cultural relations between these two countries had started since early days. If there was Indian impact, Japanese culture would have been like what it is today. Most of the Japanese people have been influenced by Indian thoughts through Buddhism. Many scholars, they have said and mentioned that Japanese culture was impacted and influenced by Buddhism, but my opinion and few other scholars' opinion was different, because before Buddhism, there was local beliefs in Japan that was Shintos, Shintoism was there before the introduction of Buddhism. So Shintoism was like amalgamation of animism, exorcism, the way we Indians used to do. You know, even in our Sanatan Dharam, lot of different things crept into our system. So again, not in Japan, in China, in Africa, in Russia, you know, the worshipping of deities was being practiced, and the case was same in Japan. So the influence was there even before the introduction of Buddhism. So Buddhism has permeated into many aspects of daily life of Japan. This paper talks about various aspects of Indian influence on Buddhist culture in Japan, and also influence of Japanese art in context of contemporary art. Buddhism was introduced in Japan in the 6th century AD. Before the introduction of Buddhism, the people of Japan had practiced Shinto since the ancient time. The word Shinto means the way of gods, and it is involved with the worship of imperial and family ancestors, as well as with the nature worship and society. This is again the same animism kind of thing was being practiced there in Japan. And after having introduced Buddhism, a large number of Buddhist Sanskrit words were introduced into Japanese language. Most of them can be looked for in the former Sanskrit words that retained their original forms. Some of the proper nouns have completely lost their original meaning of Sanskrit, but only retains the sound. And then these things kept on going for centuries after centuries. And then I just come to the turn of 20th century. Contribution of Japanese artists in the development of Neo-Bengal school was huge. You know, previously we have seen that the impact of Indian culture was immense. That was huge. But now the turn is with Japan. You know, as Japan came into the industrial revolution thing, Japan prospered. And it was kind of reciprocal kind of thing. So now I am on the story of 20th century Japan. Contribution of Japanese artists in development of Neo-Bengal school was huge. Since Kolkata was a capital of colonial time, so it was considered to be a cultural capital of India at that time. So obviously, impact started from there. Josephine MacLeod, an American pupil, disciple of Swami Vivekananda, had invited Japanese arts stalwart Kokuzo Okakura. And Kokuzo Okakura was a great artist and great thinker during that time. And Kokuzo came in touch with Tagore's, I mean Rabindranath Tagore and Gaganendranath Tagore, all the Tagore family people, during his stay in India. This was the beginning of India's cultural relations with modern Japan. This meeting had a lasting influence on Indian art. After Kokuzo went back to Japan, he sent two Japanese artists, Yokoyama Taiken and Hishida Shunso, to India. These two artists taught the techniques of Japanese brush and ink works and watercolor wash to Abhinendranath and his elder brother Gaganendranath Tagore. Since the whole family was involved in creative activities, all the Tagore families. In Jorasanko. Jorasanko is a house, is a small place in eastern Bengal. They learned the technique and were free for experimenting and modifying it to better suit their own needs. The technique was so much liked, appreciated, and promoted by Abhinendranath Tagore. that most of his students, who were later known as artists of Neo-Bengal School of Paintings, followed this practice. Contribution of Japanese magazine Koka during the first decade of 20th century. That was a magazine which was in Japan, and through that magazine they introduced Indian paintings in Japan to Japan audience. So the Indian Society of Oriental Art brought out the exquisite color reproductions of original paintings of Abanindranath Tagore, Surendranath Ganguly, Nandlal Bose, and other old masters of Mughal and Rajput art. And the same association was helped by the expert technicians of Japanese art periodical Koka, and the Japanese wood block printing method was used as a technique. Koka, which literally means national essence, that's the meaning of Koka, was an influential art magazine of East Asia and Japan. Although cultural exchanges between the two countries continued through the 1950s, yet it is post-1990s and specifically in this century that activities have picked up. Number of prominent Indians, including Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, for its lecture program and supported activities of Japan-based Indian researchers. A cultural agreement between Japan and India signed in 1956 took effect the following year. The opening of Japan Foundation Office in New Delhi was an important milestone signaling new era of exchange activities. The foundation has held several vital path-breaking exhibitions of Japanese art in India and brought the art of Indian artists to Japan. Several symposia and Asian art in Japan have discussed issues of contemporary arts of both countries. Indian artists and scholars have been hosted for visits to Japan, and for several years now the foundation organizes a Japan Cultural Month in autumn in India. An initiative by Hiroshima City Museum of Contemporary Art, and the title was Creativity in Asian Art, Part 1 and 2. And that was an exhibition which was displayed in 1994 by two renowned Indian artists, Ghulam Rasool Santosh and Manjeet Bawa. The year of 2007 was selected as the Japan-India Friendship Year to mark the 50th anniversary of Japan-India Cultural Exchange Agreement, of the aim being to raise more awareness of Indian people towards Japan and to deepen mutual understanding between the Japanese and Indian people. And just winding up with the last paragraph. Since the 1990s, India has changed massively with arrival of sudden economic development and globalization. The Mori Art Museum, Tokyo, has recently started showcasing Indian art and intends to bring to the Japanese viewers a new perception of contemporary of Indian art. Chalo India, a new era of Indian art, in 2009. In this age of fast-paced technology, economy, communication, which is streaking everyone forward, the artist cannot remain isolated or unaffected. Contemporary art cannot remain indifferent, but this has positive implications. This dizzying pace is influencing and making cross currents between Japan and India, an exciting, dynamic area, ever evolving and steadily expanding, wide open in possibilities for progressive action. In the last few decades, the Japan Foundation and Fukuoka Museum have paved the path with sustained efforts, while the Mori Art Museum has opened up stimulating new avenues. Surely this momentum will be seized upon by more agencies to tap the possibilities, which are tremendous. Thank you. I am relieved now. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harpreet Singh. Now, I would invite Dr. Indu Joshi. Dr. Indu Joshi is the professor and head of the Department of Fine Arts in Agra College, Government College, Agra. She was awarded University's Research Scholarship for carrying out PhD work, and Dr. Indu Joshi's name is included now in the list of artists by Lalit Kala Academy, New Delhi. Dr. Indu Joshi, please.
Good afternoon. Namaskar. नहीं फिर इनका नाम लेने का तो मतलब नहीं ना 2-4 मिनट चले जाएंगे है ना. Before starting my presentation, I would like to thank the coordinator of the seminar, international seminar BICON 2016, Dr. Neha Pandey, and I also want to thank Dr. Vibha Chaturvedi for inviting me for the presentation, and I would also like to thank Dr. Ramdhan Saini, who has proposed my name for the presentation. Today, my presentation is India's Impact on Japanese Art and Culture, a Critical Evaluation. Before me, Mr. Harpreet has touched this topic with the Buddhism. Now, as he said, he disagreed with the Buddhism of India's impact in Japan. But here, I would like to say that there is an impact of Indian Buddhism and culture in the Japanese culture and art forms in architecture, sculptures, paintings, etc. Art, religion, and culture are all interrelated. We cannot talk about one without addressing the other. Today, in my presentation, I would be focusing on India's impact as had originated in India in 6th century BC, but it reached Japan in 6th century AD. It took about 1,000 years to reach Japan. As you see in the map, Buddhism traveled from India to China, then Korea, and reached Japan. The Japanese emperor played a key role in the integration of Buddhism with Japanese religion. Prince Shotoku introduced it in 538 AD, and Emperor Kotoku replaced Shinto with Buddhism as the official state religion in 645 AD. The peculiar thing is that Japanese did not adopt Buddhism completely. They adopted part of all three religions, which are Shinto, Confucianism, Buddhism, to form the perfect harmony between the three. Now, what is Shinto? Shinto means the way of God. It is an ancient Japanese religion which was concerned with the worship of royalty, family, nature, and society. Secondly, Confucianism, a Chinese religion. It is a Chinese religion, entered Japan with the great cultural wave via Korea. Though it could not wash away Shinto, it was successfully integrated in the political system of Japan. Now, what is Buddhism? Buddhism became popular because it says that life is a brief phenomena, and the samurai, when they went to war, they were never sure whatever they will come back, or with this new religion, they were able to face death. Without this fear, as it promised an eternal life for the soul. With the acceptance of Buddhism, Sanskrit language also found its key way into the Japanese language. In the 8th century, Bodhisattva, an Indian Buddhist monk, arrived in Japan and lodged in the Dyanji temple. He played a key role in language adaptation. He taught Sanskrit along with Bodhisattva. When they taught Sanskrit in Japan, it was taught in Siddham script, which was the part of Sanskrit. The Japanese developed a character called kana, which was written in Chinese character, had Sanskrit words and sounds, just like a, e, a, o, u. Here you can see the Sanskrit Siddham script with Japanese kana. Even today, in Kaisana temple, Japanese still have Siddham Sanskrit school, and many monks are teaching Sanskrit in Siddham letters. Here you can see the Siddham pillars on which the Siddham script was written with the kana. It is from Gokokuji Kyoto temple from 5th century. There are some words in Japanese which are derived from Sanskrit. Most of the Japanese are using them, but without knowing that they are originally from Sanskrit, just like dharma, in Japanese, duruma, dana, in Japanese, damana, narka, narku, nama, namu, stupa, shotobha, Brahmin, Bonten. Like this, there are number of Indian Sanskrit words often used in Buddhism were adopted in Japanese language. One of the most interesting use of Sanskrit syllable was in the form of bija akshara. In this slide, you can have a look of bija akshara, which is written in the middle circle of this image, and from both sides it is decorated with flowers or maybe floral designs. All Hindu deities were given a unique bija akshara, which can be found sometimes on their statues. Bija akshara are one of the great importance as they are believed to be equal to God. Here I have two pictures to justify my words. On the left hand side, you can see a Bij Akshara Amitabha, which is on the top of this statue, and on the other hand, there is a Bij Akshara in Enoji Yama temple. It is on the lower part of the statue. Visitor brings a album cone Shincho to collect the Siddham stems or Bij Akshara called Shuin. For example, first picture from the left is Shuin and the other one is Shincho, the book on which the Bij Aksharas are stamped. Both books have Bij Akshara, and these are the holy books. Visitors brings these books in their home as religious and holy books. These albums are like the holy books for people and are sold at shrine and temples. Moreover, in many Buddhist temples, mantras are incanted in Sanskrit language. In India, we say Om Saraswati Swaha, but in Japanese, they say Om Saraswati ke Swaha, Swaga. हम बोलते हैं स्वाहा, they say swaga, ke swaga. So, from this sound, we can identify that as in Hinduism, we pronounce the mantras, the sounds, like the same as the Japanese sounds. They are following the ancient scriptures for doing puja and sadhanas. At the time of doing pujas and sadhanas, there are one more similarity. For that, I don't have any slide, but I can explain. They used to put fire in front of them and keep in the rows. They join their hands and then they incarnate mantras for the time of puja and sadhanas. This is the prayer book which is written in Sanskrit Siddham script with the Kana icons, Kana script. This is taken by every priest and monks at the time of mantra pujas, siddhas. Now, Buddhism introduced many Hindu god and goddesses to Japanese. More than 80% Japanese gods are Indian gods. I don't say that they are exactly the same. In the starting, I have already mentioned that the Buddhism, Shinto, and Confucianism is totally integrated in Japanese religion. So, in that reference, I am going to mention some points to you. According to the Hindu mythology, there are three main gods: Brahma, the creator; Vishnu, the preserver; and Shiva, the destroyer. These gods were successfully adopted in Japanese religion. When we compare their images, it is not sure that they are the same as Indians sometimes. Sometimes they have lot of similarities in their depiction. So here this is a picture of Lord Buddha, and in Japanese Lord Buddha is Bonten. I have shown both pictures just to clarify my thought. You can see the Brahma image. We are Indians and we know he is the creator, and we shown, all artists shown Brahmaji with 3 heads. Now you can see the Bonten also had 3 heads, 4 hands. He is also sitting in a Padmasana mudra. He is sitting on the bloom lotus. In Japan, Bonten is said to have four infinite virtues that are: firstly, to give other happiness; secondly, to remove their sufferings; to help them see, thus fearing them from desires; and to help them abandon attachment to love and hate, to become impartially to all. So their thoughts are the same, just like our Indian philosophy. This is the similarity in Brahmaji and Bonten. Now, this is the image of Lord Shiva, mightiest god in Hinduism, takes the form of Daikokuten in Japan. Here you cannot find any similarities in the image, even though there is a similarity in their philosophical aspect. In Daikoku is considered as the god of darkness and blackness. He evolved from the Buddhist form of the Indian god Shiva, intervened with the Shinto god Koyuni Noshi. This name is the Japanese is equivalent to Mahakala. Lord Shiva is depicted with a long, lean body covered with leopard skin, having a fierce expression, whereas Daikoku is depicted with big belly and a cheerful expression. Figure of Daikoku wears Japanese robe and peasant head, holds a wooden hammer. He is standing on bale of rice, carrying a sack of treasures. Daikoku is considered as a god of wealth, provider of food. Now, here is the image of Vishnu. In Indian mythology, Vishnu is depicted as lounging on a Shesh Naga, which has sometimes 5 or sometimes 7 heads. In Japanese culture, Vishnu takes the form of Bichutan. He is depicted with similar build and expression, but without snake. But there are some similarities, just like chakra on the back of the head. He is holding a rod on the shoulder of Bichutan. It means he is carrying all the problems, all the sufferings, all the goods, all virtues on his hand. For the people of Japanese, he is sitting in the bending situation on the knee. Bichutan is the guardian who protects the entrance to the temple. Vishnu's mount is the birdman deity known in Japan as Karuna. Now, Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha is very popular in Hinduism. We cannot start our any work without taking the name of Lord Ganesha. Lord Ganesha is known as a god of wisdom, Vignaharta. In Indian mythology, Ganesha has been depicted as elephant-headed male figure with 1 tooth, 4 hands and large belly. In Japanese mythology, it is Kanjiten. It represented as an elephant-headed male and female pair standing embracing each other in sexual union. The female wears a crown. Here, the Kanjiten has female body and male body with the head of elephant, but they don't have 4 hands. They have 2 hands with both of them with their 2 hands embracing themselves. Kanjiten is regarded as a protector of temple and worshipped by young boys and girls for the success of their courtship. Merchant worship to gain success in their business. In Shoten Temple, Tokyo is the most ancient temple of Lord Ganesha, Kanjiten, which has continuously in worship for last 1,000 years. Now, not only the god, but Indian goddesses are also very popular and worshipped in Japan. Just like here, Saraswati. In Ekyakuji temple is depicted to the deity before telling about the goddesses, I just want to say some more. I want to talk about some more gods which are also depicted in the Japanese culture. It is most important Indra shrine today. Indra, originally the god of thunder and the most popular god of Rig Veda, Japanese people adored him as Taishakuten. Indian god Varuna has been worshipped in many temples in Japan. In Japanese, they worshipped Varuna to prevent droughts. Are well known. In Japanese mythology, Benjenten is sometimes depicted as sitting on a lotus with 8 arms, sometimes playing Japanese lute. It's a kind of musical instrument as Ma Saraswati plays veena. In many ways, the original concept of Saraswati and her association with the naturally order and good fortune are very well presented in Japan. In Japan, Kinji Joten is originally Lakshmi. In India, she is known as goddess of beauty. In Japanese mythology, worship of Kechijo is Lakshmi, was done to assure the peace of land, wind and rain, good seasons, good harvest, joy of people. Garona Kofofuji temple, the mount of Lord Vishnu, he is depicted in a human form with wings, whereas Karuna of Japan is with a human torso and bird-like head. In Japanese mythology, he is the guardian of devas of 8 classes. Now, as I have shown you some god and goddesses, they are not although similar in their images, but even though the mythological fears are there, they are similar in their context in the Japanese religion too. So in this way, we can say that the Buddhism which entered in the Japanese art and culture in 6th century AD has played an important role in the development of their new Japanese religion. Now, I just want to conclude my topic. Before this, I just want to show you one more thing. Here you can see the swastika. Here the images are 2. One image from which you all are very much familiar, but the other one may be new for someone's. This is the Koyoji, Indian swastika, which is performed in the Japanese culture. The color may be differently used, but in India we used Roli and put 4 dots in between the squares of the swastika. But in Japanese, they have not done this. They have geometrically formed this image. So, Indian culture has influenced significantly the Japanese culture since 6th century with the arrival of Buddhism in Japan. However, the Indian culture, values and system got adopted and suit the Japanese prevailing culture, which led to evolution of new cultural beliefs and values. Over the years of Indian culture became so integrated into Japanese life, culture and their value system, art and architecture, that is, has become practically impossible to precisely identify the same or differentiate the two. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Indu Joshi. This was very, very interesting. And I really wish we could hear from her more and we could see more slides. It's amazing, amazing to see the similarities between India and Japan. Isn't it, students here? Yes? You enjoyed? Even I did, and there were certain things which were so new to me. Ma'am, thank you very much for enlightening us.
It's my pleasure.
Can we, yeah, another round of applause for Indu Joshi ma'am. And the next speaker who is coming amongst us is Dr. Mahesh Singh from the IIS University, Jaipur. Dr. Mahesh Singh is a very renowned artist and is working as a professor at the IIS University, Jaipur, has traveled Japan many a times, so he can tell us a lot about the art in between India and Japan. Thank you. Dr. Mahesh Singh.
Namaskar. I am last but not least. Ma'am say don't take much time. I don't take much time. Respected Vibha Chaturvedi ji, Ramdhan ji, and Vishakha, Harpreet sir, Joshi ma'am, and guests and students. My presentation basically in printmaking because I am a student of printmaking from Shantiniketan. Printmaking, prestigious as a fine art medium in India, achieved enormous recognized established with the Kala Bhavan, which was founded by Rabindranath Tagore in 1999. Raja Rai Verma was the first Indian artist to explore the medium. This was the more of a mechanical reproduction of his illustrious painting, print by the German technician at his press as glossy oleograph. This is a oleograph of Raja Rai Verma, Riddhi Siddhi and Ganapati. Oleograph basically one technique. First draw on a limestone and then some process and take print on paper. This is also oleograph of Raja Rai Verma, Sri Ram and Janki. This is not a painting, but this is a print. And first time in India use this technique, Raja Rai Verma. This is also Raja Rai Verma print oleograph, Lakshmi and Saraswati. Secondly, in 1920, Gagneन्द्रनाथ Tagore used litho at 20 lithographs print taken title by Adbhut Lok, and this is a lithograph of Gagneन्द्रनाथ Tagore. This also two lithographs Gagneन्द्रनाथ Tagore. Gagneन्द्रनाथ basically is a cartoonist and painter, poet. He doing some satire on society. So he makes some lithographs on this series. This is the cover page of this folio, and this is also lithograph. And 1920, Mukul Chandra Day is a significant artist, was a first Indian to go to foreign country and study, become skilled at a graphic art. He left his mark as a founder of dry point etching in India. He working on a copper plate, and this is a etching print on paper of Mukul Day. This work also etching on paper of Mukul Day. And next, this is Yokoma Taikan. Yokoma Taikan is a Japanese famous artist, or he is a printmaker also. Monochrome reproduction on Japanese landscape with tree and boat by Yokoma Taikan in 1930. And this is ukiyo printmaking. This is a very famous, Japanese ukiyo printmaking. This is a wood block print. This is not a painting, but this is a wood block printing. They use very well water-based ink in wood block, like wash technique. This is also Japanese ukiyo printmaking. This is also print, not a painting. Very minute carving. And this is Nandlal Bose, Indian artist, very renowned artist, active member of Bichitra Club, alongside other artists like Asit Kumar Haldar, Mukul Day, Harin Das. And this is Nandlal Bose's work, dry point on zinc plate. And this is Nandlal Bose lino cut in 1930. Wood engraving of Harin Das. He is inspired from Japanese wash-based wood block. Printmaking of Somnath Hor. This is a colored etching and engraving. Chittaprasad Bhattacharya. He taking so many prints on lino. In this post-independent years, Kala Bhavan of Shanti Niketan emerged with the artistic development relying upon blends of nation-like Far Eastern and Western art and aesthetic that lead to innovative diversity in art form. In this way, printmaking flourished in India with an innovation. A bridge between Japan and India came into existence with a successful result, and this was a big achievement that two nations interchanged their artists and creativity in the form of diverse concepts, themes and ideas. Both promoted their heritage in all its form, increasing imagination and vision, and facilitating an artist as well as art floors and admires celebrate the creative intersections between art and environment of two various countries. Many art exhibitions and art shows are organized by Japan, welcoming the artists of India to participate. Other exchange programs are also held time to time in this art field in this form of seminar and conference, art biennale and triennale, and many more. The Kiva Kiwa basically Kyoto International Wood Print Association of Japan. Some work selected by Kyoto. This is my work. This is a wood block print, and 7th Kiwa exhibition 2016 selected this my work. This is my another wood block print and selected in Japan Yojo Hamaguchi 100th Anniversary International Print Competition Exhibition 2009. And this is another my artwork. This is a etching and selected in 2001 International Print Triennale Exhibition, Kanagawa, Japan. This is my lino cut and selected in Korea in 2015. This is my another work related to etching and selected in 9th International Biennale. This is my lino, 13th International Biennale Print Exhibition, Taiwan. This is my etching and created in an art camp. And this is All India Graphics Printmaking Camp organized by Jawahar Kala Kendra, and this is a print on etching. And this is my also etching print. This is a etching print. This is also etching print. Etching print. This is a etching print in selected in Lucknow. This is my etching print. This is my print. And this is my litho, created in 2000. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahesh Singh. We learned a lot, and I hope the students really enjoyed this slideshow. Did you? You enjoyed this PPT? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Chaturvedi, for chairing such a learning session of the conference.
All the speakers are now requested to gather in room number 103 where lunch is being served.
Memento.
Sorry. Now I request Professor Manish Biyani sir to present the mementos to Dr. Harpreet Singh ji. नाम जो किस किस के लेना है नेक्स्ट आप लेना नेक्स्ट आप ले लेना
Now I request Dr. Neha Pandey ma'am to present the memento.
To Mr.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. To Dr. Mahesh Singh. सर इधर है सबको ये तो नहीं चल रहा बेटा इसके बोलो
Next caller. Now I request Professor Manish Biyani sir to present the memento to Dr. Indu Joshi ma'am. इनका वहीं बैठी है He's not here. Now I would like to call upon कहाँ नाम कहाँ बोल दो
Now I request Professor Manish Biyani to present the memento to Mr. Yokoto, sir.
Can we also have Miss Kimio Kukuchi over the stage? Ma'am, please come. Let's hear it for ma'am. क्या बोलना मोमेंट तो उसका पहले तो था नहीं एकदम से हो गया Thank you all. क्या टाइम है तो वापस बैक 2:45 2:45 तक वापस आने का रखना है लंच का 2:45 तक वापस आने का रखना 2:50 1 घंटा हो जाएगा 2:15 All the speakers are now requested to gather in room number 103 where lunch is being served and all the candidates and students move to the area near the temple for lunch. I request you all to be back here by 2